Hi neighbor, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Pretty Hippie Me. Today's video shouldn't be super long and it shouldn't be super sappy, but I feel like it's important to make. 2020 has sucked. We all know that. It has sucked on so many levels for so many reasons. We have spent the whole year talking about how awful it's been. And I'm not here to downplay any of that, but I do think that it's important, even in hard times like we've had this year, to remember the things that we're grateful for. That's what I love about Thanksgiving. I know that there's all the historical shenanigans with Thanksgiving, and I don't really appreciate this holiday for the historical reasons, but I really do like the idea of taking a day to just sit with your family and be grateful for things that are important in your life. And 2020 has been kind of a big year for me, so I just wanted to share what I'm grateful for in 2020. Despite everything that has happened, there are still things that I can be grateful for. So first, at the beginning of 2020, my boyfriend and I moved to a new apartment where we've been since about February or March. At the time, I filmed the first part of a moving vlog, and I never really did a part 2 apartment tour thing. For anybody who's still around from that time period, and who cares, probably around Christmas time, there will be a apartment tour with Christmas decorations kind of thing so that you can see what it actually looks like. But it's a real upgrade. It was a real blessing to be able to do it, especially because we did it right before COVID hit and right before everything got shut down. Really, the timing just worked out. God is good. It was so perfect. And having this larger apartment that we're in compared to the studio that we used to be in for quarantine, for being shut down, we would have died if we had had to be quarantined in the small apartment. I'm just really grateful that we've had about 9 months or so in this new apartment. And along with that has come some really nice neighbors. We have great neighbors in our building. We live right next to a family on the same level as us who are just so nice and supportive and just great people and so much fun. Just really nice, genuine people to really be friends with, which is not something that I've had before in an apartment living situation. So that's really cool. Sorry if the camera angle gets all wonky. I'm physically holding the camera instead of using a tripod. A big one for me, I'm really grateful for the job that I've had all year. As much as there have been times that it sucked and as stressful and scary as it has felt because of COVID and because the business changed ownership after our state's COVID shutdown. So there was a lot that we were kind of moving pieces and stuff. I'm just grateful that I've actually had a job all year, which is new for me because for the past couple years I have been really struggling with finding work and keeping it. There are just a lot of reasons and a lot of jobs that didn't work out for a variety of reasons, some of which involve illegality on the employer's part. I have a lot of work-related PTSD. So for me to be able to have a job and keep it for coming up on 1 year is a big accomplishment for me. And that job is in the industry that I have been wanting to be in for the past few years. So I'm happy about that and about the opportunities for the future that it does hold for me. I'm also grateful because I just learned a lot about myself this year, especially with quarantine, but also with eating keto and my relationship to sugar. Basically, I'm realizing it's an addiction. I'm addicted to sugar, just like anybody else would be addicted to any other substance, alcohol, tobacco, drugs. For me, sugar is a drug, and I need to address that this year of keto and then coming off of keto and the impacts of coming off of keto, the weight gain afterward. I can see in myself the extremism with which I approach food. I've learned a lot about myself. I don't yet have the right solution, but I'm really grateful for the learning process. You can't solve a problem until you know exactly what the problem is. So I feel like I'm really getting there with identifying what the problem is, and so I can come up with a solution pretty soon. I'm also really grateful for like learning about myself when it comes to makeup as a form of artistic expression. I've worn makeup since I was in high school just because I felt like it's a thing that women do and it's a, a professional thing and it's a this is how you look good thing. But the past year and a half, 2 years of getting into makeup YouTube and learning about it as a form of expression, just like with my clothing and fashion. Like now I understand why my sister was into makeup in high school and college. She's been into makeup since before me. Like I've really grown to love and appreciate makeup products. I kind of see them as toys basically. Like it's an acceptable way for an adult to get to kind of like play and have fun. I really, really love it. And thankfully, my job is okay with me coming in with some crazy eye makeup sometimes. On the subject of COVID-19, the elephant in the room, I'm not grateful that it happened, but I'm grateful for some of the results of it in a way. Speaking only from my own experience, because I know that there were a lot of people who were really negatively hit by COVID-19, and I don't want to downplay those people's experiences. But for me, being able to quarantine in my house for like 3 months with my boyfriend and just slow down and stop. And for me, I devoted a lot of my time to YouTube. I learned about myself a lot during that time, including my relationship to YouTube and my relationship to food. It was also just a really great time for all of us as a society, I think, remembering the importance of caring about each other. Because basically, the more we care about each other and behave in a way that puts others first, the sooner this pandemic will go away. Wearing masks, washing your hands, social distancing, all of that stuff. As much as it is self-preservation, it's also caring about others. That's a really nice thing to see, us as a society spending more time and energy and thought on how do I take care of other people during this time. In that vein, we also, privileged white people like me were able to pause long enough to hear the voices of those experiencing injustice. COVID-19 and quarantine and shutdown created a space and an opportunity for us to sit down, be quiet, be still, and listen to other people. And this time, when there were events of police brutality on TV, on the news, this time we were slowed down enough to be able to pay attention to it and really rise up in response to it. So I think that that was really important. It showed us the change we can make if we all are just paying attention. And it showed us how busy we can be when we're not in some kind of a shutdown and how much we're missing when we're not choosing to pay attention. So it's definitely made me keep my eyes out, keep my ears out for things going on that I can help to amplify or that I can help to, donate my time, donate my service somehow, just pay attention and do whatever I can with my white privilege to make the lives of others as easy and equal as possible. Quarantine and shutdown also definitely brought home for me how important it is to spend time seeing my family, seeing my friends, even going places with my boyfriend in person, because it is so different when you're seeing everybody just through social media, just through FaceTime or Zoom. All of those in-person experiences are really something that I'm missing with all my heart right now, just like everybody else, including things like going in person to go shopping, going in person to see a movie instead of streaming it, going in person to local events to see like dance performances and theater shows, like all of these things that we've kind of been moving away from as a society. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I think that we needed a period of absence so that we could remember how important it is to be in person. It's definitely inspired me to go spend some more time doing those things and supporting those industries and being grateful for essential workers and recognizing how essential those essential workers are, who just don't get appreciated and don't get credit that they deserve for the work that they do, because it is work, okay? Especially during a pandemic, holy God. I'm really grateful for having the chance to slow down and have a perspective on all of these things that I never would have had without this unfortunate pause I wish that the reason for the pause had been different for sure. But I do appreciate what it has taught us, or me. I can only speak for myself. And on that subject, I'm very grateful for President Joe Biden. I have had a lot of kind of existential dread and existential stress going on in the background during the Trump presidency. Call it liberal tears if you want, but it just kind of felt like he was just so erratic and unpredictable. And I know that he was there to shake things up, and that's why a lot of people elected Trump, was just like shake up the system, and boy, he sure did. But I don't love the feeling of someone being in the White House who at any second could start like a nuclear war because he wanted to prove a point to somebody else. Like, that's just the kind of petty and unstable that Trump has felt over the past 4 years. So I'm not even against necessarily having Republican presidents in the future. It's Trump who I had a real general feeling of instability around for the past 4 years. So I'm grateful that Joe Biden is in office. He's very experienced and he's very self-controlled, calm, respectful, generally nice guy. He wasn't necessarily my favorite presidential candidate for the Democratic Party this year, but I think, he's fine. And he's a much better option than Donald. Good riddance, Donald. And thank you, God, for President Joe Biden in this case. Speaking of God, I'm really grateful to have found a new church that's right up the road from me. I haven't been regularly attending a church for a very long time. I do have a bit of trauma and PTSD surrounding churches, so there's a lot of stuff that I carry with me when I go looking for a church. And I'm really, really happy to have found the new church that I have found, especially how close it is to my apartment, super helpful. And it's just really nice because it's put me in a community of other Christians again in a way that I didn't expect it to. And I really appreciate the way that our pastor or priest or something, it's an Anglican church. I've never gone to an Anglican church before, so I don't know if he's a priest or a bishop or a pastor or a preacher or what, but he's a good leader. He's a good shepherd to the sheep, and he addresses topics in a way that always brings it back to God without presenting a bunch of his own bias and his own opinions. And so I really respect him. And I'm not married to this church. I've only been there a few times, but it's definitely one of the best church experiences that I've had in a long time. So it's a really good feeling. I wanted to make it cute. I wanted to keep this pillow in here, but my arm is getting tired. My powder got on my shirt. I am a Christian person. I don't talk about it too much on this channel, but in this season of Thanksgiving, it would be disingenuous of me not to say that the person I'm giving thanks to is God. I am very grateful for all of these things to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to God, to our Creator, to our Father, to the one who guided me and protected me and brought me through all these things and made it possible, because I can't do this stuff on my own. And I've got a lot of learning to do still. I've got a lot of changing, I think, to take care of within the next year spiritually and the way that I live my Christian life. But I'm grateful for a God who is full of mercy and grace and who takes me as I am and is willing to put up with my shit in order to, in order to see me through to the better version of myself that is closer to who he is and who he wants me to be. And finally, I am thankful for YouTube. YouTube has really helped me stay sane this year. I am just about constantly streaming YouTube videos, whether I'm at work or at home or driving around or at a grocery store, whatever. Part of it is an ADD white noise thing that helps stabilize me so that my brain can focus on what I'm working on in the moment. But also part of it is just, I really like the YouTube creators that I've found, especially this past year. I've gotten to know Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, Curtis Connor, that whole crew. I've continued loving and watching Smokey Glow. I like Jen Love's Reviews. I've gotten to know Emily D. Baker recently. Like, how freaking cool is she, man? Jarvis Johnson, Petty Page, D'Angelo Wallace, like so many awesome creators who are kind of my go-to keep me grounded, keep me sane people to just be playing in the background, helping me with my critical thinking skills because I have processing problems because of ADD. There's just a lot going on in my brain, guys. So I'm grateful to have YouTube in my life as a viewer, and I'm grateful to those creators for continuing to put out great content that helps me. And I am grateful to you all. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a creator on YouTube. I'm grateful for the community that we're creating here. I'm always so grateful to see the core group of you guys who are like consistent viewers of my videos. And when I see you comment below, and there are a few people, I don't want to name anybody because I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, and I don't want to do that, but there's like a good 10 to 15 people who I always see commenting on my videos below, and who it just like, it warms my heart every time I see one of those repeat people commenting on my videos, because I'm sorry. My life has been crazy for the past few years, and one of the ways that I've been wanting to get stable is by becoming more financially independent. I know my channel's not monetized now, but we're on our way to getting there, and knowing that I can spend my days potentially just making content that I love to make, that I love the process of filming, knowing that there is a potential in my future for making a living, maybe not a fabulous living, but making some money, adding to my financial independence by just talking to people about subjects that I love, talking about fashion, talking about makeup, getting to know people here on the internet, making friends, and helping other tall, curvy women like myself be able to shop and get to know new brands, think critically about what we're purchasing and why, think of style ideas, follow trends, find our personal style, all of that stuff, because like I said, it really is a form of artistic expression for me. The fact that I do have those repeat viewers, those people who are interested in what I'm putting out, it's just really, really amazing to me to see that there are people there, even now when I'm under 1,000 subscribers, who are interested. I'm getting to know them, they're getting to know me, we're forming these friendships, we're really forming a neighborhood, which is exactly what I wanted on my channel. It just makes me so happy and gives me hope that I'm doing something right and that this can be something for me moving forward into the future. I'm not here to try to be the next YouTube star. I'm not going to be the next Sarah Ray Vargas. Like, that's fine. I'm just grateful for those people who are here and who are interested and who are part of this community. I know your names, I know your faces, and I'm really grateful to each and every one of you because you do mean something to me, and I want you to know that. I feel like I have some friends on the internet, which is new for me and rare, but also beautiful. So before I cry off my makeup, thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments below what you are grateful for in 2020. I know it has been an awful year, but hopefully this video can help inspire you to find some things that you can be grateful for in this season of Thanksgiving. And again, I am thankful for you guys and for your continued support and your continued attention, those of you who are repeat viewers. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I appreciate you and your time and the fact that you are spending your time here with me. So much love. Bye.